Hi guys, I'm Boss Negmamush, and in this video I'll talk about the new chapter of One Piece, the number 8048, that is called Goodbye. This chapter starts showing us again Luffy and Nami that are imprisoned in Big Mom's library and that are controlled by Big Mom's sons and daughters. In this situation, the ones that are controlling them are laughing because of Luffy's challenge, and also Big Mom seems not to care a lot about this challenge, and again she demonstrates to be a very reasonable person. Indeed, she has no reason to take care about a challenge of someone that is imprisoned, and she doesn't want to be angry because the subsequent day there will be the marriage, and so she will acquire the power of Germa 66. She will see what there is inside of Tametabako, and she will eat finally the wedding cake. At this point I noticed that Oda mentioned the Tametabako in the previous chapter and again in this chapter, but in the same sentence of the wedding cake. So I think that the bomb that there is inside the Tametabako that will be strong, but it will not cause any damage to Big Mom or to the Big Mom pirates or to the strongest members of her crew, but it will probably cause the explosion of the wedding cake. And this will be very important because we know that Big Mom wants to eat this cake from the day in which she decided the marriage, and so probably this fact will cause the explosion of Big Mom's anger, and the consequences of this explosion are unpredictable, as we saw before when Big Mom wanted to eat that particular dish, but she could not find it, and so she started to destroy the capital city of Totland without considering enemies or allies. Indeed, she also killed one of her sons. After that, the chapter focuses on the relationship between Sanji and Pudding and the relationship between each of them and their marriage, and on Brook and Pedro couple actions. First of all, we see Sanji. Sanji has accepted his desperate situation, and so she demonstrates again to be a very strong person with a strong behavior, and because of the fact that he accepted this situation and he admits that it's very difficult to accept that he will end in this way his adventure and his friends, but she also knows that is the only way of saving their life, but also the life of Zeph and the ones he left at Barati. So in a sense he has completely accepted this situation, and for this reason he tries to reacquire his natural behavior, the one of a cook that falls in love with every woman he meets, and so he tries to focus himself on his love for Pudding, because he now sees that his future is a marriage with Pudding, and so he doesn't want to seem sad because in this way he will make Pudding suffer, and so he decides to do what is possible in order to maintain Pudding's happiness. But then we see Pudding, and for the very first time we start to know her feelings, her true feelings. Indeed, we know that she had a strong relationship with Laura. Indeed, we see a mini flashback in which Laura is sailing and Pudding is there. So because of the fact that the sailing probably was something done very secretly because Laura escaped from Big Mom, so she had to do this in a way in which Big Mom would have not discovered her departure, but Pudding is there, so they had a great relationship. And also we see that Laura sailed because she wanted to decide who marry, so in a sense we saw that Laura asked everyone to marry her. In a sense, for her was not important who would have married her, but she wanted to be the one that will decide her future, and so First of all, her husband. And we see that in a sense Pudding seems to have a weaker behavior because she knows that she's nothing more than an instrument for Big Mom, because she is used by her mother in order to do these aliens. But she is not capable to contrast her orders, such as Laura. So, in the previous comment I said that I cannot understand why Big Mom has this great family, but she does not care a lot about her sons and daughters. Now I have understood. Indeed, the members of Big Mom's family are only instruments. Her sons and daughters are only instruments that are used by Big Mom in order to obtain more power, the greatest power she can. For this reason, she continues to create sons and daughters, because in this way she can continue to do these forced marriages and so to acquire through them the alliance with the powerful characters, but also with people that has great military power, such as for example Germa 66. So this is the reason of Big Mom's great family and of the fact that she continues to marry and to produce, in a sense, sons and daughters that are only instruments for her. On Pudding we will return later. Now we will focus on Brook-Pedro couple. Indeed, in this chapter we see how their action develop. First of all, we see Pedro that, as we know, attacked Big Mom's castle, and from this chapter we know that he attacked the treasure room, the one in which there are the poneglyphs. He acted in this way because so he could make the ones that were inside go out of the room. And so Brook quickly entered and closed outside many of the ones that were controlling the treasure room. First of all, Smoothie, that was the character that scared a lot Pedro and also Brook, because she is one of the strongest members of Big Mom's crew. So we see how Pedro is escaping and how Brook is in the room trying to obtain the informations in the road poneglyph, but also I think in the others. We see how Pedro is a very strong warrior. First of all, he's very fast. He's capable to do very quick cuts, and also he's capable of using his speed in order to walk on walls. I think in this action he also uses the fact that he is an animal, he's a jaguar, so for him it's easy to walk on walls. So I think that the action of Pedro was completely successful and that Brook is in the best situation possible. And we see how Brook knows that the chess army is composed by Omis, and also we know from this chapter that there is a hierarchy in chess army. Indeed, there are many different levels of strength in the Omis that compose this army. Indeed, there is a level for each piece of the chess game. At this point we see something very interesting. Indeed, Brook uses his music in order to make the souls that are inside the Omis escape from them. So I think that obviously this ability is linked with the Yomi Yomi no Mi that Brook ate. Indeed, this fruit allowed him to do a second life, but also to control his own soul. But I think that it allows him to interact with other souls. In particular, I think with souls that are separated from their original body, such as the ones of the Yomis. Indeed, the Yomi is the place in which the souls go when someone dies. So I think that Brook's power could be the natural enemy of Big Mom's power. Indeed, Big Mom's power allows her to separate the souls from the body and to put them in animals or objects, while Brook's power seems to allow him to direct the souls that are souls separated from their original body in a particular direction, so he can easily contrast Big Mom's power, as we see in this chapter. and we see that he interacts with Soul using his music. So in a sense, the name Soul King that is linked with his soul music in this chapter seems to be appropriated because he is in a sense the king of all souls, because he is capable of controlling them. So again we see how Brook will have probably a very important role in this saga, also because of the power that he acquired eating that particular devil fruit. We see also how Smoothie wants to kill Brook if he will be capable of defeating the ones that are inside the treasure room and to go out. Indeed, there is only one way of escaping the room, and Smoothie is waiting Brook there. But we know that Brook has also the ability of going through walls with his soul. So I think that he will use this ability in order to escape, and also to make his body escape. While Tamago wants to maintain Brook alive because he is a very rare creature, and it is the kind of creature that Big Mama wants in her collection. In the end, we return in the place we were in the beginning. Indeed, we return to Rufy and Nami, but now with Padding. We see that only Opera is there controlling the Mugiwaras, and he allows Padding to talk with Rufy, but he starts in a sense to be suspicious about Padding's and Rufy relationship, because Padding talks about Rufy using his name, and also because they talk very softly, because they don't want to allow Opera to hear what they are saying. In this context, we see how Padding was very happy when Sanji asked her to marry, but she knows that it is only because he is forced to marry. So her situation is very difficult, such as Sanji's one, because Padding is Big Mom's daughter and she cannot refuse to obey to her orders, because if she will act in this way, Big Mom could easily kill her. Indeed, we know that she wants to kill Laura because she escaped from her marriage, and so she has no freedom. And first of all, she has no freedom of choosing who marry. We also saw at the beginning of the chapter how Big Mom also decided what Padding will wear at the marriage. And also we see that Big Mom prepared everything, deciding without taking care of Padding's ideas. So Padding was from the beginning in a situation in which she had no freedom. Then arrived Sanji, and she liked, because Sanji in a sense is a gentleman and someone who respects a love woman, and so I think that for the very first time she felt important for someone, and she saw in Sanji someone who takes care about her feelings and someone who is interested in her feelings. And so also if it was a forced marriage, she was happy to marry Sanji. But when she realized that Sanji was forced to marry and that he wanted to sail again with Rufy, but that he acts in this way only because he wants to protect his friends and the ones he loves, she started to feel again as a person without freedom, as a person whose destiny was already decided and a person that cannot control her destiny. Also Sanji, that seemed to be someone who took care about her, is forced to act in this way. And so because of the fact that she knows how it's painful for a person to see his destiny decided, she does not want to force Sanji's future. And so the sadness she already had because of the fact that she is nothing more than an instrument for her mother, and because of the fact that nobody understood her feelings, now became greater because of the fact that she knows that she's provoking the same feelings in another person. So I think that that goodbye is because Padding decided to kill herself. That could be in a sense a solution for the problem, because in this way there will not be a marriage and there will not be an alliance, so Sanji will be free. I think that those are the thoughts of Padding, but I think that this action will be provoked by her sadness, but the consequences will be different, because the threat of killing people on Bharati will remain. It will remain the possibility of the death of Mugiwaras. It will remain also the possibility of a marriage, because Sanji maybe will marry another daughter of Big Mom. But in a sense, I think that there is not this possibility, because Laura escaped from a marriage, and this marriage, this alliance that Big Mom wanted and that would have allowed her to obtain a great power, after Laura's escaping was not done anymore. And so this is, I think, because all Big Mom's daughters are already married. So there is not another daughter that is old enough in order to marry Sanji. And for this reason I think that Padding was chosen for this marriage, and for this reason I think that in this moment there are not other daughters that could save, in a sense, the marriage after Padding's death. So in a sense this will provoke the impossibility of a marriage, but the consequences will be unpredictable for Sanji and for the ones that he loves. But also the Padding's death will provoke the anger and the sadness not only of Sanji but also of Luffy and the others that now consider Padding her friend. So I think that maybe Padding's idea is that, but I don't think that she will actually die. So what do you think about Padding's future and Padding's decisions? Do you think that she wants to kill herself, or do you think she wants maybe to escape, such as Laura? But I think that she is mentally weak in order to do something like that. And also, what do you think about Brook's power and his relationship with Big Mom's one? And what do you think about the future of Pedro and Brook in Big Mom's castle? Tell me in comments, and if you like the video put a like and subscribe. I'm Boss Nekomamushi. We will see again with the comment of the next chapter, the 8049. Bye.
One Piece!